Thanks for checking out this video. So just wanted to do a quick rundown of what I got for the holidays. I got a decent amount of stuff, so I'm very fortunate, and let me just say that. I know there are a lot of people out there not nearly as fortunate as I am, especially with, COVID creating even tougher times for a lot of people, a lot of times financially as well. So I am very thankful and I do appreciate that. So I'm not doing this to just kind of be like, look at all the stuff that I got. I just know that there are people out there who are interested in what other people get and interested in what people are adding to their collection. So for the most part, as you could probably guess, I asked for mainly actual physical media because, that's my thing and that's what a majority of my kind of haul videos and unboxing videos actually are. But I got a few other things. So let me start with the some of the other things. My wife actually got me 3 t-shirts. Now, she does say all the time, you don't need any more t-shirts, but I am going to be getting rid of some, and it was a bit surprising that she would actually get me more t-shirts because she keeps being like, you have so many t-shirts. But, when you get really good ones like she gave me for the holidays, those are the ones that are definitely staying, and there are definitely ones that can just go. So let me get into it. First of all, she got me, because I'm big into Giallo, and she also knows that I'm big into Giallo. She got me a blood and black lace shirt. Now, the shirts she got me were all from Redbubble. If you're not familiar with Redbubble, it's just redbubble.com. And they have tons and tons and tons of individual, independent artist designed shirts. They're not licensed, unfortunately, but you can find a lot of stuff that you can't normally find anywhere else. Like pretty much anything you can think of design wise for a t-shirt, like fandom, as far as a fandom goes, you can find it there. So it's a great place. So this blood and black lace shirt, really cool. Also, it's a white shirt. I don't have a whole lot of white shirts, but I do wear white shirts from time to time. I know mainly when I'm doing these videos, it's all blacks. I intentionally don't wear white shirts for my videos because that kind of throws off the visuals in it and the lighting. It really messes it up, so I don't do that. So another shirt she got me, which is also Giallo themed. This one's a lot of fun. Says Giallo, and then it's done with, big influential Giallo names. Argento, Martino, Bava, Fulci, Lotto, Beto. Now, obviously, Lotto and Beto weren't extremely influential as far as Giallo goes. The others were. Now, kind of funny story on the shirt. First of all, I love the shirt. It's super cool. But I then posted it in a Facebook group of Giallo that I have, or that I'm a part of on Facebook, and was just like, my wife got me this cool shirt, thought maybe you guys would be interested. It's on Redbubble, just so you know. Now, a lot of people started also ordering it, so I guess the person who designed it took note of that and found the group on Facebook and popped in and was like, hey, I'm the person who designed this. Thanks for everyone's interest in it. And then started taking feedback on how people might want that changed. So in the end, well, I'll show you again. In the end, he actually started making a few other designs based off people's input. So those are now available, including he took off Lotto and Beto at the bottom and instead substituted in Lenzi and Ercole. So for Giallo fans who know, that makes this shirt even more awesome if you put in Ercole and Lenzi. So I'm glad that I kind of played a role in getting that shirt made. So that was cool. All right, so now going to the final shirt that she got me. Now this is a type of shirt that I've wanted for a while. And I know I had said to her at one point, I'm like, it would be really awesome to have a t-shirt for the stuff. If you saw, I did a review for The Stuff recently, and I really enjoy that film quite a bit. I could watch that film at least once a month, honestly, and not get sick of it. So it's cool to finally have a The Stuff shirt with that very unmistakable The Stuff logo. Love it. And this one, it might look different on there. It actually, when I'm looking at the screen, it looks kind of blue, but it's actually purple. It's very purple. That's weird how that does that. Anyway, now the next thing, also not physical media related, my buddy Rich, my best friend Rich Smith, who if you show up to the watch parties, you'll know who he is because he's usually at the watch parties. He got me an action figure that I've heard about this line of figures, but I didn't know what they looked like. I've never actually seen one, and this one looks really good. He got me one for the Miner from My Bloody Valentine. And as you can see, it's the miner. He's kind of in this like to the side pose, like he's kind of like in the process of hulking forward in the mines. And obviously the box of chocolates up here that actually has the heart inside, and the pickaxe over here. And yeah, those are the only other thing in there that you can't see down here is a stand. So I think I'm probably, at least for now, keeping them in. You can see there's pretty good detail, like the hose for the gas mask even. Like, it looks pretty good. It looks really good, actually, for being like the Toonie Terrors, like, because there is like a bit of a cartoonishness to it, but it's not too much in my opinion, so I like it. So I'm actually thinking about kind of hanging it up on this wall here, like maybe like right here, so that it can be seen. Although it might be hard to see what it is from there. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay, so that was another. Now let's get into, there's some other stuff that's not physical media related or not movie related that I'll get into last, the last two. But let's go with the physical media, Blu-rays and DVDs right now, because yes, I did ask for a few DVDs, and when I get to those, I'll explain that. The first two are not horror related, because I watch things other than horror. I have a huge soft spot for Kevin Smith, always have. So I asked for Mallrats on Blu-ray. I originally just owned this on VHS and just have not upgraded since. So I figured, I think it's about time. So Mallrats on Blu-ray. I'm going to be rewatching this very, very soon. I love this film. If you're a Kevin Smith fan, let me know in the comments, because I would love to talk some Kevin Smith with you. It's actually Kevin Smith and listening to some of his podcasts that really got me into the idea of doing podcasts, because I actually do one. It's not about horror. It's about craft beer. I've been doing it for about 10 years now. It's called Brutal Battle, BREWTAL. It's a lot of fun. But he's always been very inspirational to me, because he was, came from doing independent film and just happened to make it big. But he still stayed like a very, very much not egotistical, like real type person who's even very open about their emotions. So I really, look up to that guy. He's awesome. So got Mallrats. Also, Kevin Smith. Chasing Amy, probably his best film. Probably my favorite of Kevin Smith's films. And this also has tie-ins to, my wife. Early on in our relationship, we watched this film together, and that will always kind of remind me of her for that particular reason. Plus, it's a love story, and it's a really well done one with great comedy to it. So Chasing Amy. Now, we're getting into the horror-related stuff. If you know me, if you watched enough of my videos, I have gotten huge into Mario Bava since I started going into vintage horror in Italy. And yeah, that's within the past a little bit over a year now. So fell in love with Mario Bava. This is one of my favorites that I've seen thus far of his. Kill Baby Kill. So I really wanted to own that finally. Kino Lorber. If you go onto their website, they have all the licensing for Bava stuff. So they have a lot of Bava films on there. So just a tip for people. So Kill Baby Kill. Excited to have this one. Also Bava. I have Black Sunday, which I've seen this film. It's been some years. I actually started watching it before I was that aware of Mario Bava. So it's been, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years since I've seen Black Sunday. So I need to rewatch this film. I remember really liking it and it being very like visually striking, which, that's what Bava does. Bava's always very visually striking. So happy to finally own Black Sunday. Now this one, people are going to be surprised. I haven't gotten around to watching it yet. So I was like, I'm just going to get it. I know people love it, and it's Bava. Black Sabbath. And yes, for people who don't know, although a lot of you probably do, this is legitimately where the band Black Sabbath got their name. So yeah. And it's apparently an anthology. I didn't know that. I was looking at this when I got it, and I was like, oh, it's like an anthology. I didn't know that. But very excited to get into this one. This one gets talked about a lot, especially with, horror movie academics. So very much into that. Plus, it's Bava. So, okay. So this next one is Bava, but it's not horror. And I'm kind of surprised that a family member on my wife's side got this for me, because I put it on my list, because that's how we do it. We do like a secret name exchange, and we just email lists to everyone of this is what I'm interested in. So I put this one on there, but I was like, I don't think anyone's going to get this for me. And it was a little bit potentially weird for me to put it on the list, but it's a sex comedy that Mario Bava did called Four Times That Night. Heard it's very interesting as far as a Bava film goes. It's kind of wild in a sense for what he does. And I was like, it's Bava. Like, I want to see it. I might as well just own it. So I put it on there. Didn't expect to get it, but I did. So I got the Italian sex comedy Four Times That Night. What are they referring to when they say Four Times That Night? I don't know. Or do I? So I got that one. One that I just did a review for, put out by Severin Films, is All the Colors of Giallo, an Italian language documentary about the subgenre of Giallo. If you want to see my review on it, I have a no spoiler review on my channel already. You can just search Carlin Cook, All the Colors of Giallo, or it's also in my Giallo playlist on my channel. So, yeah, this one, well done. And one of the things I always forget when I get Severin, especially when they do like Giallo stuff, they include soundtracks. So they actually have 2 discs for it because there's a lot of extra footage on here. And they also have a DVD and Blu-ray version, but then they also have a soundtrack in the front, which I have The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward from them, and that also has a soundtrack. I need to bust these out and actually listen to them because, I mean, Giallo music is outstanding. It's a lot of fun. So, and then they actually have like the track list in there, which is cool. But yeah, and apparently one of the features on this is like a 4-hour cut of just a ton of Giallo trailers just mashed together. I don't know if I'd sit down and like watch through the whole thing, but I could definitely like watch it in pieces. So excited to have All the Colors of Giallo. Plus, I like what Severin does. Okay, people are gonna scratch their heads at this one. I got the 4-pack of Hellraiser. Now, I didn't look too closely because when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a Hellraiser 4-pack. Obviously, it's probably 1, 2, 3, and 4. No. It is 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, fine, because 3 and 4. Like, I'm interested in owning 3 and 4, and I don't own 1 and 2 yet, which some people would be like, you really like Hellraiser and you love Pinhead. Well, obviously, I love Pinhead. You can see, and back here. But, yeah, but for some reason, like, the movie's always been streaming somewhere, the first 2, for the most part, and I just haven't bought it, and I just realized recently that I don't own them. So I was just like, what? Okay, I need the Hellraisers. Let's rectify this. Obviously made a mistake thinking this was 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't look close enough. It is 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's okay. I have 3, 4, 5, 6 now. I will get 1 and 2 on my own. I will do that. And then at some point, I'm going to go through and do reviews of all of them. Don't know when that'll be, but I'm doing it. Now, my wife got me this one, and she was astounded. She was literally like, wait, I need to make sure you don't have this. And she went down and looked at my collection over here, and she was like, I'm surprised, but yes, you do not have it. Because I talk about it at my house and in my videos enough, and I actually have a t-shirt, which is my favorite t-shirt, and that is for Street Trash. Yes, I've been meaning to get Street Trash, just haven't gotten around to it, so my wife went ahead and took care of it for me. How many people's wives buy them Street Trash? Especially how many people's wives who aren't also into horror buy them something like Street Trash? This is why my wife is amazing, because she knows what I like, and even though she's not into it, and I don't think she would ever want to watch this, she still wants me to have it because I enjoy it. So that's love. That's awesome. And one of the interesting things about this in particular is it comes with 2 stickers for Tenafly Viper. That's fun. That is a fun little extra in there. Also, there's a documentary on this of the making of Street Trash, which you better believe I'm watching that. And I may very well do a review for it. So, very excited to finally own Street Trash. That movie just, yeah, I go watch that over and over again. Okay, now the next is an actual DVD I asked for, and this is because this film's not available on Blu-ray. No one has picked it up at this point to be on Blu-ray. I feel like at some point someone will, but that is The Case of the Bloody Iris, a Giallo film, and if you've watched enough of my Giallo reviews, you know I am all about Edwige Fenech. I think she was gorgeous, is gorgeous, is the queen of Giallo, basically, which a lot of people would agree with that. Obviously, it's an opinion thing, but yeah. I love this film. It's a lot of fun. I think it's still streaming on Shudder, so if you want to see it there, you can. But I wanted to make sure I owned it for whenever it's not available. Another one that's only on DVD that I do also want to get is Black Belly of the Tarantula. I think that one is also still on Shudder, but excited to finally own The Case of the Bloody Iris. People tell you it's not like the best Giallo, but it's fun. Now, if you know me, I'm into so bad it's good films. I mean, Street Trash is one of those, but this next film is even more so. I didn't know about this film until Joe Bob had it on the last drive-in, and I was like, oddly enough, I would love to own that, and I would watch it again. It was one of those shot directly to video, and that is Sledgehammer. My buddy Rich Smith, thank you very much. He legitimately bought me Sledgehammer. When I opened the present, I laughed because I was like, you actually went and bought me Sledgehammer. He and I had a discussion about the films Sledgehammer and Things because we watched the last drive-in together. And he was like, you would want to own those? You would want to watch these again? Seriously? And I'm like, yeah, they're so bad. They're fun. I love it. So now I own Sledgehammer, and I'm going to be watching it again. I'm glad to have it in my collection. And now I need to get Things. Just saying. Some people may find that weird, but hey, to each their own, right? And then the last two items that I got are actually comic books, because if you know, if you've been following my channel enough, you know that here and there I'm doing some horror comic book reviews, and I always do like the first trade of a comic. So one of the ones I got was the first trade for Gideon Falls. Now this one is, I think, kind of like a like a crime detective type thing, but with some supernatural elements and thriller and horror to it. Now, this is one that was highly recommended by my best bud, Rich Smith, because he's huge into comics. He has a gigantic collection, and he's very knowledgeable about comics, and he reads a lot. So he kind of tells me, like, what are the really good horror ones he thinks I would like, and he said Gideon Falls. So I put this on my list for the Family Exchange, and I got it. So that was awesome, and I'm excited to get into this, and there will be a review on this one coming at some point. And then the other one, I already have a review for the first few trades of the series on my channel, but it's not, it was when my channel was very fledgling, and I was calling it, like, Should You Read? So you can still find it, but it was Should You Read Nailbiter? And I have the whole series of Nailbiter, of the original run of it, and I love this comic. It's basically about, like, a serial killer who his MO was he bites nails off people, and he ends up getting involved with an investigation with a detective who is trying to figure out why a ton of serial killers have been coming from this one town in Oregon. And it goes very deep, and it's a very interesting thriller / serial killer horror film, comic. And it's really well done. It's really cool. So I read through the original run of everything. I have all those trades. So they brought it back. They started writing more to the story. And I think there's this trade, and I think there's one more trade that I still need after this. But this is volume 7, so I'm excited to get back into Nailbiter. Obviously, this one's Nailbiter Returns, because this is the start of the return, and very excited to get into that. So I won't be doing a review on that one, because I already kind of have a review on Nailbiter in general. But yeah. Anyway, would love to hear from you guys. What did you get for the holidays that you were into? I mean, mainly my channel's about horror, so if you want to talk about horror stuff, but honestly, if there's other stuff that's not horror that you got that you're really excited about, go ahead and put it down here. Like, I have other fandoms. I'm not just into horror. I'm into all sorts of things, so we can talk about it. Let's just have a good time. Let's walk down this memory lane of this very recent holiday and talk about it. Let's nerd out. Let's be happy, because 'tis the season to be happy like that, right? Anyway, thanks everyone for checking this out. I really do appreciate it. If you could do me a favor and hit subscribe, I would really appreciate that. It really does help keep me motivated, because I'm not making money doing this. It is quick, painless, and costs you no money. So literally you can just click the subscribe and done. And like I said, it means a lot to me. But regardless, I really do thank you for taking your time to watch this. And until next time, keep it brutal.